Welcome everyone from YouTube. My name is Lot, this is Godforge, and thanks a lot for stopping by. In today's video, we will have a deep dive into another one of those beautiful heroes from Godforge. But I wasn't sure what hero to focus on. First, I gave Onryo a try, because he was recommended me by Asics, and the first hero that Asics recommended me to try out was Lino Maja, who is performing very good. So I gave Onryo a try as well. But sadly, right now Onryo is not working as intended. She is built to be a disruptor, so you can see here what the main target, the main goal of a hero is, and she is designed to disrupt the enemy team by bringing debuffs, manipulating the turn order, or reducing divinity, whatever. She's trying to disrupt the enemy team. And her bread and butter, her core if you want to say so, is her passive, where whenever she attacks an enemy under a curse debuff, she will trigger one random effect. Despair, Sleep, or Confuse are three very strong control effects, while Sleep is not the best one out there, but can definitely be useful, while Despair and Confuse are very strong. Especially Confuse, I would have loved to try around a little bit with the Confuse control effect. Also, Terrify and Corrupt are definitely interesting, a bit niche, but definitely useful in some areas. However, there is no need to check out this hero for you yet, because she is just not working as intended. In general, her passive seems to not work at all. So, well, some resources wasted here, but it's not that big of an issue, honestly. I mean, that's what the beta is there for. Then, next, I wanted to try this hero, Dagonet, whatever he is pronounced like, and I will definitely give him a try in the future video, maybe for tomorrow or the day after tomorrow. But the problem here right now is that I'm very low on resources, and I want to try him in a lot of different areas first before I make the video about him. So in today's video, we will actually not talk about a rare hero, but about an epic hero. We will talk about Inari. You probably already could tell this thanks to the thumbnail, but yeah, I want to talk about Inari today. So let's get into this. Now, this hero here is built as an invoker. She restores strength of your team by empowering your allies, healing or enabling your team, and increase their potency in battle. So, long story short, she's more built to be a support. So let's have a look at her kit, because her kit is amazing. It's a very cool hero and quite a lot of fun to use. First, her A1. This is a very strong skill, and if you know her whole kit, then this skill got even stronger. It's an AoE, which scales with attack, 180%, really nothing special, but then she places an ATK Up, the big version, on the ally with the highest attack. And it's only for one turn, but since it is on a A1, you have pretty much an uptime of 100% or like 80% or something with this buff on your main nuker. This already is very cool. But then she has a built-in 20% chance for this hero to get an extra turn. And this is amazing. Getting an extra turn with 20% is so strong, and I will show you in just a minute why this is so good, especially on this hero. So let's talk about her core skill. Super easy, as you can see, just places Speed Up and the Faith Up on all allies for 2 turns. First, we love to see this, that it is a 2 turn, not only 1 turn, but the problem is it has a 5 turn cooldown. Now you can scroll this hero up to a 4 turn cooldown, but still it is only 4 turns cooldown, and the buffs are up for 2 turns. However, this is where her basic skill comes in and is extremely useful. She has a 20% chance for an extra turn, and this will just help her to cycle through her skills faster. Every single time that she gets an extra turn, you will reduce the cooldown of this skill by 1 turn. So this is why I really like the A1 in combination with the other kits here, other skills on the kit. And you can, by the way, scroll this up to a 30% chance for an extra turn. So this is really helpful, and just helps you so much with keeping up with Speed Up and Faith Up. And by the way, Speed Up and Faith Up are 2 extremely strong buffs to bring. Let's just have a look real quick at the heroes that I have available that bring Speed Up. Only one. The 2 heroes that I also have available that bring Faith Up is first my Gunju, my main hero, where if I now could start the game from scratch, from zero, next time I will not invest as many resources in Duanju, but this is probably a topic for another video. However, he brings Faith Up on himself and only if an enemy is defeated with his ultimate, so it's a very big condition. And then we have this hero where I forgot her name, but then she can also place Faith Up on all allies, but only on one, only the small version. So yeah, and Faith Up is very strong as well, because it will just help you to cycle through your ultimates to reach your ultimate way faster. But in my opinion, Speed Up is even better, and as you just saw, it is a very rare buff to bring. There are no rare enemies, rare heroes right now, at least I don't have any available, that bring Speed Up. So super strong buff. And then we have this ultimate, which is also super interesting and quite a lot of fun to use. You attack 9 times at random with 70% attack, which is decent considering that it hits 9 times, but it is at random. So for bosses, if they are alone on the field, then this is interesting, but apart from that, this is a very random skill. And this hero is not built to deal damage. She is built or designed to help your team. She is built to be a support. But then every single one of those hits will trigger a random effect. So 9 times those effects here will trigger, which is super fun. She heals the ally with the lowest HP for 3%, which can be very useful and can be quite a decent heal. Then she can increase the divinity of the ally with the lowest divinity by 3%, or she can increase the turn meter of the ally with the lowest turn meter by 3%. So especially those 2 effects, the increase effects, are very cool in my opinion and very helpful for your team. But without a passive, this ultimate would not be so cool. But her passive is so much fun, because every single time that she uses her ultimate, 2 random allies will join this hero's attack. And we already saw that she can cycle relatively fast through her skills. Also thanks to the fact that she brings Speed Up and Faith Up. And then she has the extra turn mechanics, which also helps her to regenerate a little bit additional ultimate energy. So you can use this ultimate relatively frequently. And in combination with this passive, it's so cool. So you just pair her with some heroes that are actually having strong A1 basic attacks. And it is so helpful. So I am pairing her with those 2 heroes that I already made guides for, Machao and Lina Maja, because those 2 heroes have very strong A1 abilities. He can inflict defense penalty on his A1, and Lina Maja can reduce the turn meter on his A1. So bringing those 3 as a team is extremely helpful and can definitely help you clear those areas very reliably and quite fast as well. So yeah, and this kit just harmonizes so well. Also the fact that she brings attack up, so she brings 3 extremely strong buffs, very strong buffs, definitely some of the strongest buffs to bring. And all those 3 buffs on 1 hero is very good. And also she has a little bit of built-in heal, which is nothing too special honestly, but it is decent. And then also those allies that can join. Sadly it is random and it is only 2 allies, so it is not S tier or God tier or whatever, but it is definitely one of the strongest epics that I saw yet. And definitely for my account, she is my strongest epic without a doubt. And yeah, quite a lot of fun to use honestly. So, and also by the way, she has a dungeon in all speed in all dungeon battles aura as well. So especially for dungeons, and this is the area where you will definitely spend the most time in later on, especially once the game is fully released. This is a very useful aura. And now let's talk about the gear recommendations just really quick as well, because there are 2 gear sets where I think work very well on this hero. First, the 6-piece of the shrine effect should work wonders on her, because on the 4-piece effect, she already increases her outgoing healing by 30%, which is definitely not good. But when we look at the 6-piece effect, she will heal all allies by 10% of their max HP at the start of the turn. And since she has some extra turn mechanics built in, this is very cool and can definitely help you to keep your team alive, just help you healing your team. So the 6-piece shrine effect is definitely something considering on this hero, or alternatively a 6-piece body set once again. Not about the 2-piece effect, also not really about the 4-piece effect, but about the 6-piece effect. There's an additional 15% chance to get an extra turn, so once she's screwed up, you have a 45% chance every single time that she uses her A1 to get an extra turn. So the combination of the body set with her A1 will definitely help you to keep speed up and faith up on your team for pretty much the whole fight. Of course, it is RNG involved, but 45% is quite decent for extra turn mechanic. So the body or the shrine set are definitely the sets that I would recommend you to try on this hero, but then you should really aim for a 6-piece effect. If you're not able to do this yet, you can, by the way, just use weaker pieces, some 2 or level 3 pieces as well, if you really want to reach this effect, and I would consider to do so, because if you can somehow keep her alive, those 6-piece effects are very, very cool and quite a lot of fun to use on this hero. Now, when it comes to the stats of this hero, there's pretty much one stat that you definitely want to focus on. It is speed. You want as much speed as somehow possible on this hero, and apart from that, I would just really focus on HP and defense, just to keep her alive as long as somehow possible, while definitely speed is your main priority. I would not recommend to build her with attack or crit rate and crit damage. There are definitely heroes in the game that are better than dealing damage than she is. She's really designed to be a support. And well, I think that's it pretty much already. Now, of course, as always, you really need the first ascension on this hero, because her passive is so cool. It only gets activated when you use your ultimate, yes, but she will help you just reach your ultimate with all your heroes, not only on this hero, but on your whole team, reaching your ultimates faster. As I said, especially if you pair her with other heroes that have strong A1 abilities, like for example Machao or Lee No Maja. But yeah, that's it. That's it already. Thank you very much for stopping by, and as always, if you have any other heroes that you want to check out that you think are very strong, or you just want me to check those heroes out, like I did with Onryo, then let me know in the comments below. But yeah, that's it for today. Thank you very much for stopping by, and see you in the next one.